HR said my complaint was invalid. The court proved them wrong the day I walked into HR to file my complaint. I thought I was finally doing the right thing. But the HR manager didn't even look up from her desk. She smirked, tapped her pen against a stack of files, and said, "Your complaint is invalid. Case closed." That one word crushed me. Invalid. Like I didn't matter. Like what I endured never happened. For weeks, I believed her. I believed maybe I was powerless. But months later, the truth came out in court, and that one smug word ended up costing them everything. Before I tell you how it all turned around, hit subscribe to Lawful Payback and comment where you're watching from. I read every one. My name is Monica Alvarez, 42, from Houston, Texas. For 12 years, I worked at Silverstar Tech, a mid-sized software company. I started as an admin assistant, climbed to project manager, and gave that company everything. My boss, Evan Sharp, was the golden boy. Tall, confident, always cracking jokes in the break room. Everyone laughed, even when the jokes weren't funny. At first, his comments toward me seemed harmless. A remark about how I dressed, a jab at my age. "You keeping up with the kids here, Monica?" Then it escalated. Suggestive remarks in meetings. Late-night texts with winky faces. Brushing too close when no one was around. I ignored it, endured it, until one day in a team meeting he said, loud enough for everyone, "Maybe Monica's too old for this pace. Maybe she should step aside for younger talent." The room laughed nervously. My face burned with humiliation. That night, I told my husband, Javier. He said, "You can't keep letting this happen. You have to report it." So I did. I marched into HR with screenshots, dates, details. That's when Linda Cross, HR director, smirked and called my complaint invalid. I thought maybe I hadn't explained well enough. So I went back. I printed the texts. I laid out every incident in chronological order. Linda barely looked. "Monica, Evan is one of our best performers. You've had a good run. Don't ruin it. This is invalid." Word spread quickly. Evan's confidence skyrocketed. He smirked whenever I walked into a room, as if to say, "I own you." Retaliation came swift. My workload doubled. Projects I'd nurtured for years reassigned. My spotless performance reviews, suddenly unsatisfactory. I stayed late one Friday, hoping to catch up. Passing Linda's office, I overheard her laughing with another manager. "She'll quit soon." They always do. HR doesn't babysit complainers. That I froze, heart pounding. 12 years of loyalty, reduced to that. At home, the weight crushed me, bills stacked higher. Mateo, my 16-year-old son, needed money for a school trip. I snapped at him for leaving dishes out, then cried alone in the bathroom. My marriage strained under the tension. Javier tried to reassure me, but my bitterness boiled over into fights. Nights were sleepless. I'd lie awake hearing Linda's voice, invalid. At work, whispers trailed behind me. One colleague muttered, "She's making things up." Another avoided eye contact altogether. I felt invisible. One Sunday at church, friends who'd once embraced me now turned away. A woman I'd prayed with for years told me quietly, "Maybe you should just move on, Monica. You can't win against people like that." The shame ate at me, then came the breaking point. Mateo handed me a field trip slip. "Mom, it's only $25. I stared at it. I didn't even have $25 to spare. The look in his eyes, confusion, disappointment, shattered me. That night, Javier sat beside me. "Monica, you've always told our son to stand up for what's right. If you quit now, what lesson do you teach him?" His words lit a spark. While cleaning out old project files, I found a forgotten USB drive. Inside was an email chain that made my blood run cold. "Evan, Monica's becoming a problem. If she complains, dismiss it immediately. She has no leverage. Linda, don't worry. We'll mark any complaint as invalid and protect you. HR has your back. Proof. Not just of harassment, but of collusion. Hands shaking, I took it to David Ng, an employment attorney. He studied the chain, then looked at me with steady eyes. Monica, this isn't just harassment. This is conspiracy. They plotted to bury your voice. With this, you can win. Silverstar unleashed their legal machine. Their attorneys painted me as bitter, past my prime, and misinterpreting friendly behavior. Evan swaggered into the courtroom in a tailored suit, smirking. Linda sat stiff beside him, arms folded. Their witnesses claimed I overreacted. One executive said, Evan jokes with everyone, Monica took it the wrong way. When I testified, their lawyer circled like a shark. Ms. Alvarez, isn't it true your performance dropped? No. Didn't you misinterpret harmless behavior? No. I know harassment when I see it. Or maybe you fabricated this for money. My voice cracked. The jury looked uncertain. Then David rose. Calm, deliberate. He presented the emails. Your Honor, here's correspondence between HR and Mr. Sharp. Before Monica ever filed her complaint, they agreed to mark it invalid. Gasps rippled through the courtroom. David read Evan's words, she has no leverage. Then Linda's, HR has your back. The jury leaned forward, eyes narrowing. David built momentum. He showed glowing performance reviews before the complaint, and the nosedive after. He displayed Evan's late-night texts, thinking of you, winky face, then he called a coworker who testified, Evan told me himself, HR will bury her. She's got no chance. The defense jumped up. Objection. Speculation. The judge banged his gavel. Overruled. Continue. The jury scribbled notes, some shaking their heads in disbelief. For the first time, Evan's smirk faltered. Linda's hands trembled. Their empire of lies was crumbling. After 3 grueling days, the jury deliberated. 90 tense minutes later, they returned. Verdict, in my favor. The judge awarded me $200,000 in damages, full benefits reinstated, and attorney's fees. I collapsed in tears. David whispered, Justice. Javier gripped my hand. Mateo hugged me, saying, Mom, you showed me how to fight. Evan stormed past reporters, silent for once. Linda sat frozen, pale, knowing her career was over. Weeks later, Silverstar announced Evan's resignation. Linda quietly retired. But the victory went beyond money. At church, people who once doubted me came forward. We were wrong, Monica. You were right to fight. Coworkers emailed me privately, your courage gave us strength. Several women filed their own complaints, emboldened by my case. Silverstar faced multiple lawsuits. Their culture shifted under the weight of accountability. For me, the win was personal. I'd been silenced, branded invalid, erased. But the court restored my dignity. One evening, I watched Mateo filling out college applications. He looked up and said, Mom, if anyone ever tries to push me down, I'll remember what you did. That meant more than any dollar. Because HR called me invalid. But in the end, the truth made me undeniable. If you believe no one should ever be silenced by lies, subscribe to Lawful Payback. The next story will leave you speechless.